Okay, readers, so welcome back. In honor of Mother's Day, which is coming up this Sunday, I chose for us to read this interactive read aloud, which is Old Mama Squirrel by David Ezra Stein. And for today's interactive read aloud, we're going to be working on two comprehensional skills, mainly predictions and inferences. And you've heard us talk about these two comprehensional skills in our past read alouds. But one thing I want to sort of make clear is that when you make a prediction, sometimes you might make it and you have no real evidence for why you're making that prediction. You're kind of maybe guessing. You might be guessing from the book, but you might not have any real evidence to support your thinking. And with an inference, you are using the clues within the text and your background knowledge or your schema, what you already know about something, to help support your thinking. So with an inference, your thinking is very logical. It's very based on what you know and what's happening in the book. And with a prediction, you might just be guessing. You might be saying, you know what, maybe this will happen, but you're not adding that extra part of because, but with an inference you are. So are you ready to read this fun interactive read aloud with me today? Great. Ready? David Ezra Stein's Old Mama Squirrel. Old Mama Squirrel by David Ezra Stein. For Sam. Old Mama Squirrel had raised many babies. Mark my words, she'd say, there's no shortage of creatures that would love to snack on a baby squirrel. But it won't happen on my watch. Whenever danger approached, Mama Squirrel went into action. She'd say, get away from my babies! Get out of my tree! No one could scold like old Mama Squirrel. The cat or owl that ran afoul of her would slink off looking for some easier meal. One day, while the babies were taking a nap, a nosy dog came sniffing around. Now, readers, do you see her beady eyes up there? Can I tell you that she reminds me of me? And mainly because I am very protective of my baby's naps. My baby's naps, really, honestly. And a lot of moms would agree with me. You do not mess with the baby's sleep. And anything that comes and messes with your baby's sleep, you get immediately protected, kind of like how old Mama Squirrel looks like in that tree. Like, oh, don't you dare wake my babies up. So I'm wondering if maybe Mama Squirrel is going to spring into action just like as she has in the past few pages. You think so? Okay, let's see what she does. One day, while the babies were taking a nap, a nosy dog came sniffing around. Mama Squirrel clattered in the high branches. She chattered in the low branches. She scrabbled right side up and upside down while she scolded that dog. The squirrel is crazy, said the dog. They must put crazy powder in the nuts around here. Help! And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. Oh, look, she did such a good job. She not only protected her babies in her mind, but she made sure to also take care of their sleep. Do you see how soundly her babies are still napping? Mama Squirrel did not limit herself to known predators. She scolded kites and airplanes. She even scolded the man who came to prune the tree. And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. So, one afternoon, while the babies were having a scamper on a high branch, a great, growling grizzly bear came to town and climbed into Mama Squirrel's tree. So, readers, right here, let's see if we can make an inference. I'm sure a lot of you are already making a prediction, so thinking about what might happen next. But remember that with an inference, we really support our thinking and use clues and what we already know to help make our thinking more evidence-based. So to provide a lot of support for our thinking. So let's see. Take a moment to think to yourself as to what do you think might happen next to make an inference. Remember to think about what makes you think that. Where in the story can you find support for your thinking? If you can, turn and talk and tell someone next to you. Okay, ready? So I'm thinking, based off of the clues or what already has happened in the story, that Mama Squirrel is going to come down and start yelling at the bear, making that sound that squirrels use, especially what we have heard her say in the text. And that she might say, "Get away from my babies." And I'm thinking that not just because that is something that I already read in the story, but I already know that about squirrels. Whenever I've gone on walks with my baby around our neighborhood and we see squirrels, they get really, really protective when you get close to them. They start making those noises. So I'm making that inference based off of the clues in the story, but also based off what I already know. Did you make a similar prediction? Sorry, did you make a similar inference? Because remember, we're trying to really find evidence for our thinking. Did you come up with something different? Are you ready to find out what old Mama Squirrel is going to do? Okay. Mama Squirrel sprang into action. Oh, look, just like how I thought. Get out of my tree! Get away from my babies! Do you see the expression on the bear's face? It almost seems like he's thinking the same thing that the dog was thinking before. Remember where the dog said, "Oh, this squirrel is crazy"? He has that same confused look on his face. But again, I'm wondering what the bear might do next. And I don't really have any clues in the book for what the bear might do next. Even though his expression is similar to the dog's, I can't really find any evidence in the book to support my thinking. So I'm going to make a prediction right now and think that maybe the bear is going to run away. Or maybe the bear is going to kind of be like, you know what, forget it. There are plenty of other trees that I can go to. Ready? She clattered in the high branches and chattered in the low branches as she scolded that bear. And she pelted him with the last year's nuts. Plunk! The bear was shocked. But then he laughed. Oh, ha, ha. Why should I listen to one puny squirrel like you? I'll eat your whole family tree! A twitch of fear went through all Mama Squirrel's whiskers. Readers, I have to wonder what's going to happen next. What is she going to do? What do you think she's going to do? But then she clenched her jaw. "Not on my watch, Buster," said old Mama Squirrel. She scooped up her babies and went to raise the alarm. Wait, raise the alarm? What could that mean? What might happen next? So readers, right now, I want you to make a choice between making a prediction about thinking what might happen next or making an inference. Because based on your reading right now or your understanding of the story, you might be ready to make a prediction where you think about what might happen next, or you might be ready to make an inference where you think about the story, but you make a prediction based off of clues in the story and what you already know. So think. Think about what might happen next. And check your thinking. Are you thinking about what might happen next? Or are you thinking about what might happen next and using what you know about the story, inclusive within the story, to support your thinking? Think about what you're doing as a reader right now. Are you making a prediction or are you making an inference? Do you have support for your thinking? Because if so, you're making an inference. And if you're just sort of taking a guess, then you're making a prediction. So think about what you're doing in your reading right now. Are you ready? Let's check. Let's check that thinking. by the fire escape, under the tracks, in the tops of the trees, all over the park. Oh, she looked so angry, readers. The grizzly was just sticking his nose into Grandpappy Squirrel's nest hole when old Mama Squirrel got back. Said old Mama Squirrel. Said 20 other Mama Squirrels. Said 100 more Mama Squirrels. And they scolded him high and scolded him low and threw old nuts at him until he ran away and never came back. And that takes care of that, said old Mama Squirrel. The people of the town were grateful to old Mama Squirrel. They even put up a plaque on the spot where she scolded the grizzly. If you're ever in town, you should go see it. If you can get anywhere near it. The end. So I really hope you enjoyed our read aloud today. Again, I picked it in honor of Mother's Day. This book really reminded me of something that moms and families in general do, which is protect their babies, love their babies with all their heart, and do anything to keep you safe. So again, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got a chance to share with someone you love today. And I'm also hoping that you got a chance as we were reading to really work on using your comprehensional skills of making a prediction and also using inferences. Again, in your reading, you're often going to switch between the two. You are always going to be making predictions, but we really need to work on also making inferences. So using the clues within the text and what we already know to support our thinking. I can't wait to do this with you again next time. Don't forget to watch our videos every day. Mrs. Correa and I are really working hard to post stuff for you guys. And I can't wait to read with you again next time. Bye-bye.